Good day, yogis, and welcome back onto the mat with me for a more gentle class today, where we'll mindfully move through a few postures, a bit of a shorter practice for those that are a bit short on time. So grab your mat and join me as we move through this gentle flow. Bringing the palms together to touch. Allow yourself a moment to connect now, inward with focus on your breath. Deeply inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Begin to rub your palms, generating some warmth between your hands. And then gently resting the hands into heart center. Taking a few moments here, connecting inward. Maybe setting an intention for your practice today of being more mindful of your movements and being very gentle with yourself. Allow your shoulders to drift away from the ears. As you take another last couple of breaths here. Connecting now inward as we move through this gentle practice. Gently lower the hands and open your eyes. Let's begin to connect the breath and the movement. So coming into an easy seat, bringing one leg in front of the other, or if you prefer to come into a lotus posture, or whatever is accessible for you, you may do so now. Let's connect breath and movement together. Let's inhale as we raise the arms up. And as you exhale, draw the hands into heart center, connecting to the heart center. Once more, inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, draw the hands back into heart center. Inhale, draw the arms up. This time you can gaze up to the hands, introducing a stretch through the neck. Exhale, lower the hands to heart center. Let's take another two more. Inhale, drawing the arms up, pressing the energy up and towards the hands. Exhale, drawing that energy down into the heart center. Last one, inhale. Gazing up to palms, exhale, draw the hands back down into heart center. Inhale, sweep the hands up once more. And as you exhale, let's drop one hand down and begin to reach over to a side stretch. So just taking a couple of breaths here first. And then inhale to reach up. And exhale, drop over to the other side. So side stretch now, over to the other side. Couple of breaths here. And now let's flow. So inhale as we move up, then exhale to reach over. Inhale as we move up, exhale as we reach over. Keep going. Inhale and exhale to reach over. Inhale up, exhale over. Let's take a last one on each side. Inhale up, exhale over. Inhale up, exhale over, and let's pause now once more. So inhaling up, exhaling over to one side, and then just noticing whether or not you've found a bit more range and you're able to drop onto the elbow here, making sure that both of the sit bones are still pressing into the mat. You can gaze underneath the armpit here, take another deep inhale. And then reach the arms up once more and go over to the other side. And once more, just checking in on the range. Gaze underneath the armpit. Both sit bones still pressing into the mat. And inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, lower the hands down into prayer. Drop the hands on either side of the body. So pressing fingertips into the ground. And we're gently going to roll right ear over to right shoulder. So just lengthening up through the spine here. Pressing the hands down and feeling the extension and stretch through the neck. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Draw the shoulders down and away. 2 more breaths. On the next exhale, gently extend head back up and drop over to the other side. Again, keeping both fingertips reaching down towards the mat. A few deep breaths here. Once more, drawing the shoulders down, feeling the beautiful stretch through the side of the neck. And then gently bring the head back up. Inhale, gaze all the way up to the ceiling. Take a couple of breaths here as you let the back of the head touch the back of the neck. Exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Lengthen up through the spine. Take a couple of breaths here. Inhale up. Let's bring the head over to one side and draw the neck around, keeping the chin tucked. Inhaling as we go one way and exhaling as we go the other. So a couple of half circles here, sweeping the chin along the chest. Inhaling one way and exhaling the other. Slow and mindful movements, keeping the shoulders dropped down as much as possible. Last half circle. And then gently come back to neutral. So let's move on with the practice, coming into tabletop. So rolling over onto the hands and knees. We're keeping the knees stacked underneath the hip bones here and the wrists directly underneath the shoulders. Pressing the palms, the tops of the feet and the shins into the mat. Let's gently wag the hips here from side to side. So wagging them left and right, so drawing the hips over to one side and then over to the other side. So take your time here, really feeling into the movement of moving hips over from one side to the other. So keep going, moving one way and then the other. Still connecting the breath to the movement, maybe inhaling as you go one way, exhaling as you go the other. And then gently coming back up into neutral. Let's get ready to drop the belly. Gaze forward. So keeping the shoulders rolled back and then exhale. Gaze towards the navel, draw the spine up. Inhale, drop belly, gaze forward. Exhale, roll the spine up, gaze to navel. So we're taking cat-cow. Another few more here. Inhale, drop the belly to gaze forward. Exhale, draw the spine, gaze to navel. Let's take 3 more. Inhale, drop belly and gaze forward. And exhale, draw up spine, gaze towards navel. Last one. Inhale, drop belly, gaze forward. Very slow and mindful movements here. Exhale, draw the spine up, gaze to navel. Coming back to neutral. Let's take a few circles here. So we're rolling essentially around on the knees. So just mindfully roll around in a giant circle going in one direction. So just check in with what's going on in the hips, what's going on in the back, drawing these big giant circles around, keeping control or connection to the breath. And then let's reverse and go in the opposite direction. You can take it even bigger, drawing the buttocks down towards the heels. So making this a really large circle and motion. And then eventually taking the last one, coming back to neutral. So we're going to stretch through the wrists, making sure we keep some wrist mobility. So pressing the right palm firmly into the mat. Let's press down the left hand. So top of the hand down on the mat, fingertips pointing towards the knee. And let's take a few breaths here. So this is particularly good exercise if you spend a lot of time on a computer. This is a great way to make sure you're keeping mobility in the wrists. So let's take another 2 breaths, pressing firmly into that right palm, gently into the left palm. One more inhale. And exhale, gently raise it up and give it a shake. And then let's go over to the other side. So we're now taking the left palm firmly into the mat. Right hand, top of the hand, reaching down. Fingertips pointing towards the knee and raising up out of that forearm, off the wrist of that right hand. Taking another 4 breaths here. And then gently coming off the wrist, giving it a shake. Getting ready now to come into our first downward dog of the day. Extend arms forward, tuck the toes and press the heels up. Take a moment here. In the first downward dog of the day, just adjusting, keeping the feet hip-width apart and wide, coming towards the edges of the mat. Press the heels down. Let's roll up onto the toes. And then roll back, pressing the heels down. Inhale to raise up onto the toes. Exhale to press the heels down, stretching through the calves. Inhale to raise up onto the toes. Bend the knees and send the buttocks back down to the heels. Really stretch out through the front body. Keep the head in line with the ears, gaze towards the toes, and then gently roll up, pressing the heels down. Maybe take a bit of time here to paddle one heel down to the ground and then the other. Just beautifully stretching out through the calves. And then once more rolling up onto the toes, moving forward, and exhale, pressing back. Last one, inhale forward, exhale, come back. And then gently begin to nod the head, yes. And then no. And then drop the knees down to the mat. So take them wide, bring the toes together. We're pressing back into wide-legged child's pose, dropping the forehead down. Arms are extended forward. Take a few deep breaths here. Allow the forearms to rest down onto the mat, allowing yourself some more breaths here in your wide-legged child's pose. Buttocks are pressing back down towards the heels. Breathe into the back body, expanding through the whole of the back. Maybe taking a few deep breaths to expand. Sighing out from your exhale, shifting energy through the body. Last deep inhale here. And as you exhale, gently gaze towards the hands. Keep the forearms pressed down on the mat. Gently walk the legs back, coming onto the belly. Dropping the forehead down, sliding the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to raise ourselves up, keeping the elbows tucked, the shoulder blades drawn back down the back. Inhale to raise up the chin and the chest. So taking a few breaths here. Zipping the toes together, pressing the thighs together, squeezing through the buttocks. One more deep breath. And as you exhale, gently lower the forehead down onto the mat. Sweep the hands behind you and interlace the fingers. Zip the feet back together. Press the toes into the mat. And on the next, take a couple of breaths here. An inhale and then an exhale. And then on the next inhale, raise up the arms, raise up the chest and the chin. And let's take 4 deep breaths here. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. And exhale, gently lower down. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, and we're gently going to press back up into tabletop. So adjusting ourselves once more in tabletop. And then when you're ready, we're going to step the right foot forward. So if you're not able to get it there, just grab hold of it and bring it forward. Bring both hands beside the feet. And on the inhale, gaze forward, coming into runner's lunge, extending ourselves forward, taking a few breaths here. So lifting the chest and opening the heart, taking one more breath. And then as you exhale, we're rolling back towards back knee, keeping the foot as it is, raising up the toes, hands come underneath shoulders once more, and we're coming into a reverse or a half splits pose. Drop the forehead down towards the knee. Take your breaths here. And then we're going to take a little flow. So inhaling, we press the toes back down, bring the hands forward. And as we exhale, we roll back onto the heel, drop the forehead down. Let's take another 3. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, move back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, press back. Raise the toes, press into the heel. Last one, inhale, forward. And exhale, roll back. Inhale forward once more, place the hands next to the feet, and then gently come back into tabletop. Getting ready now to go to the left side, so stepping the left foot forward. And then once more, coming in to your runner's lunge, hands on either side of the feet, gazing forward. Let's take a few breaths here, so opening up the chest to gaze forward. And then gently roll back once more, raise up the heel, coming into your half split. Lower the forehead down, take your breaths here. And let's flow. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, flow back. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, flow back. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, press back. Last one, inhale. Exhale, flow back. Inhale, forward. Adjust yourself for a moment, and then gently step the feet back, press the toes under, and come in back into your downward facing dog. Taking a moment here, just feel maybe a little bit looser within the body now. And when you're ready, to gently begin to walk the toes towards the fingers, slowly coming back up to the top of the mat. You can have a micro bend in the knees here. Allow yourself a few moments as you gently fold down into a forward fold. So lowering the hands or bringing hands behind the ankles, forehead to knees, just enjoying this beautiful forward fold for another couple of breaths. And then gently begin to roll the hands up into the waist and slowly roll out. One vertebra at a time, coming into standing. Inhale, raise up the arms. Then exhale, draw the hands back into heart center. Take a moment here. Couple of breaths. We're going to step the left foot back, so quite far back. Raising up off the back toe, we're bending and coming into crescent, high crescent lunge. So knee is stacked above the ankle here. Raise the arms up overhead. Take a few deep breaths here. Sinking down and engaging through the core, engaging through the front thigh. One more deep breath. And as you exhale, gently raise yourself up. We're slowly coming over into a wide-legged stance. Feet are aligned to the edges of the mat. Interlace the hands behind the back. Open up the chest and reach the hands down, gazing up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, gently fold forward, allowing yourself to come into a wide-legged forward fold, drawing the arms up overhead, squeezing shoulder blades together. Let's allow ourselves to pendulum swing down here for a couple of breaths. Last big inhale. And as you exhale, gently roll out, coming back up into standing. Open up the chest one more time. Gently raise up the arms. And we're slowly going to step the feet back to the top of the mat. Inhale, raise the arms up. And as you exhale, draw the hands into prayer. Let's gently step the left foot back now, coming into crescent lunge on the left side. So dropping down into the front leg. Inhale to raise the arms up. Let's take our 4 deep breaths here. And then as you exhale, gently lower the hands down onto the mat. Step the legs back, drop the knees, and we gently going to come into seated staff. So drawing the legs out in front of you. So buttocks, sit bones pressing into the mat. Allow yourself to lengthen up through the spine. Lower the hands down into the ground beneath you. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, raise the arms up. And as you exhale, begin to fold forward, allowing the hands to come down either onto the ankles or shins or toes, wherever you can get to, maintaining length through the spine, gazing towards the toes. Couple of deep breaths here. Last few breaths. And then gently walk the hands back towards the body, coming into a one-legged forward fold. Take the right sole of the foot into the left thigh. Drop the knee out towards the side. Let's inhale to raise up arms. And as you exhale, folding down, dropping forward. Allowing the forehead to drop down, taking a few deep breaths here. Gently rolling out. Let's go into the other side. Send the legs back towards one another. Give them a shake. Let's go into the other side. So left sole of the foot into the right thigh. Hands into prayer. Inhale, raise the arms up. And as you exhale, gently fold down. Sending chest to shin. Deep breaths. Last deep inhalation here. And as you exhale, gently walk the hands back towards the body. Let's join the soles of the feet now, coming into Baddha Konasana or butterfly. So we're going to be gentle here. So the more the heels are drawn in towards the body, the more intense the stretch. Let's take them a little bit further away from the body. Interlace the fingers and in, draw up the chest. Press the knees down here and let's take 4 deep breaths. The posture is active, so deep breaths. Last deep inhalation. And then as you exhale, gently draw the knees back towards one another. Give yourself a little hug as you roll, or allow yourself to gently roll over backwards onto the back, hugging the knees into the chest. Couple of rocks here from side to side, gently massaging out the spine. Lowering the soles of the feet down to the mat. We're going to take reclined figure of 4. So bringing the right ankle onto the left knee, threading the hands through, interlacing the fingers and either drawing them up onto the shin or onto the back of the hamstring, lowering the forehead down and drawing the knee in towards the chest, taking some deep breaths here. Activate both of the feet. Allow the whole back body to sink into the ground. Gently tuck the chin in towards the chest. On the next exhale, draw the soles of the feet back down. Let's swap over to the other side. Left ankle on right knee. Interlace the hands, interlace the fingers over the shin or the back of the thigh. Draw the knees into the chest. 4 deep breaths here. Activate both feet, so flexing both feet, having an active posture. Chin gently draws in towards the chest, elongate through the neck and the spine. Last deep inhale. And as you exhale, gently lower the feet down onto the mat. We're going to go into your last posture before going into Shavasana, which is going to be a gentle twist. So for the twist, you can either have the arms out beside you, palms facing down, or you can have your hands in cactus position. So like that. And then draw the knees into the chest and we gently roll them over to one side. It doesn't matter here if the legs don't come all the way down. Just try to keep both shoulders pinned down onto the mat. And you can finally add in the gaze over to the opposite hand. Allow yourself to completely relax and surrender down into this shape. Let's take 4 breaths here. And then gently roll the knees back up towards the ceiling. And we're going to move over to the other side. So drawing knees over to the right hand side, gazing over to the left. And take a few deep breaths here. Ensuring once more that both of the shoulders are pinned. Last deep inhale. And as you exhale, gently draw the knees back up. center, give them a last hug. Wrap the arms around the knees, draw the forehead in towards them. Just give yourself a bit of self-love. And on the exhale, we're dropping into Shavasana, bringing the feet to the edges of your mat. Allowing the hands to drift out beside you, adjusting the lower shoulders, and then completely letting go for these few moments of relaxation. Bringing your awareness to the toes, the soles of the feet and the ankles, scanning for tension, letting go and relaxing. Moving awareness up through the shins and calves, into the knees, allowing complete relaxation to flow through the full right and left leg, holding on to no muscle tension here. Softening through the pelvis and belly and buttocks, lower back, soft. Scanning into fingertips and wrists, palms, all soft, relaxing. Forearms and elbows, upper arms, all melting down into the ground beneath you. Soften through the shoulders, consciously let go of tension here. Soften through the neck, the chest, unclench the muscles in the jaw. Soften the muscles of the mouth, the eyes, and the forehead. Hold no tension here. Finally, bring awareness to the area between the eyes or eyebrows. Allow it to open and expand. Move the awareness into the crown and then the back of the head. Notice the back of the head, where it's connecting to your mat, and allow it to sink deeper. Take another couple of rounds of deep cleansing breaths here. Taking a last scan through your body, letting go and relaxing. And you can gently start to wriggle your toes, bringing awareness back to the breath, taking the tip of the thumb, drawing it across the tips of the fingers. Gently allow the head to roll over from one side to the other. Drawing the arms up overhead for a last deep stretch. So really stretching the fingers and the toes away from one another. And as you exhale, gently roll over onto one side and take a moment here. Just remain here as I bring you the reading for today. So today's reading comes from the poet Rumi, who wrote, "Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it." So your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. So let's end our practice by gently running the palms of the hands together, beginning to rub palms to generate warmth, and then settling that warmth once more into your heart center, taking a deep inhale through the nose, And as you exhale, bow the nose down towards the fingertips, acknowledging your time on the mat today with a gentle, beautiful flow practice. Thank you. Namaste.